Main event, 60-minute Iron Man match between Triple H and champion The Rock. This was at the height of the McMahon-Helmsley faction's stranglehold over the WWF.
That's why I fell in love with Triple H.
Yeah. The McMahons come down with Triple H. He sends him away, says, I want to do this myself. I want to show all these people that I can beat The Rock. One-on-one, leave it to me and The Rock. They don't want to leave, but they do. I thought that this was actually... Obviously, it was not going to be Brett and HBK Iron Man match. Very different type of match.
Yeah.
I'll debate with you about that.
I think it was not that. But that match ended with one fall that came in overtime. Neither guy could get a fall. This match had 11 falls in 60 minutes.
Oh, as it should. It had to be different.
Well, that's what I mean.
There's ways to do it different than the
No, but this
way
was
they
the
did
second
it.
Iron Man match in history. So there's not much to go off of other than that one match.
I give both guys a lot of credit for... The match was just as good in the last 5 minutes as it was in the first 5 minutes. I didn't think their fatigue or exhaustion showed too much. I even thought I've heard people say they don't want to see an Iron Man match have a lot of falls like that. Because they say, if you have a match for 25 minutes and there's one fall, why all of a sudden, because it's this much time, you would all of a sudden get 5 or 6 falls. In this instance, a lot of them were back-to-back, where somebody would hit a devastating maneuver, and they'd get one fall and then get another one a minute later. It makes sense, because the guy's not fully recovered yet.
How about Triple H hit him with the chair and then going right to the pin, got disqualified on purpose?
Disqualified on purpose. There was a couple times in the match, though, even the announcers were saying they hit this devastating mover and they just lay down each other.
Yeah.
Go for another one. They said it multiple times that they're not capitalizing. They should roll over and go for a pin again.
Right.
The thing I like about it, though, at least it's not someone kicking out of every good move.
Exactly. There was a finish on a DDT.
Yeah.
Maybe the last time anyone was pinned on a DDT.
You know what?
I did like what's happening.
Triple H has retained the world title with the DDT.
When?
Raw against Rob Van Dam. Right on the stage.
effing show.
And no, I don't name someone that sells the DDT better than Van Dam. Watch that match.
I
There's not many people that do.
I did like that chair shot finish though too. Like when he hit him
Yeah,
with the chair
he did
shot.
it on purpose because
He
he was already
conceded
up.
yeah.
Took a call.
Conceded
Took
the
a fall.
DQ
Yeah.
to take Rock out.
Yeah.
But I also like that later in the match, they were getting falls because that's when you're supposed to be tired, worn out. You know, the match has taken its toll on you. And there was a fall at maybe like 19 minutes, 17 minutes, 14, 13. So as they got closer to the end, there were more falls because it makes sense and it's logical that you'd be worn out by this time. I thought HBK added a lot to this match. He was actually a legitimate referee.
The winner of the first Iron Man match. I mean, there's so much that made sense there.
There were points when he was cringing.
Yeah.
When The Rock was hitting Triple H, he was cringing at the punches. When he kicked Triple H's legs off the ropes, and they got a little bit physical. I thought HBK, minus the one thing I don't miss about the Attitude Era, is HBK wearing those little black shorts.
I'm wearing them things here next week.
I knew Eric had a pair.
He's at home counting in the mirror, wearing his banana hammock.
Yeah, for anybody who misses the Attitude Era that much, at least we don't have to see that anymore.
His counts, though, did get a little quicker towards the end when he was counting them out. First, he was counting them for error.
Yeah.
It seemed a little quicker.
They
than
did
the
get
end.
quicker at the end.
One.
Back to Michaels. This match only had 3 weeks built. Michaels was added to this match on the Go Home Raw because he relinquished his role as commissioner of the WWF. And then The Rock, he was away filming The Mummy Returns, and he accepted the challenge on the Go Home. And then the video package even explained that the history, because HBK was in the first Iron Man match, and on the debut episode of SmackDown, HBK cost The Rock the title. So, and they kept saying, Triple H kept saying, Sean, you didn't call this match in my way. That's what he was hitting to, and The Rock said you need to call it down the middle. So they did a perfect job building this up.
Yeah, you did a promo.
In just 1 week. 1 week they built this up with Shawn Michaels.
Yeah. And he was great. And the perfect addition to it.
The thing I always liked about it, and just like Aaron saying how Michaels cost The Rock that one match. I mean, one dream match I've always wanted to see is obviously Rock Michaels, and I mean just the chemistry between the three of them is gold. I mean, and The Rock and Triple H, the two of them put on countless good matches together.
Yeah, they had probably 5 or 6 years.
Yeah,
where they put on great match after great match. It's tied 5 falls to 5. With 2 minutes left, and the McMahons come down, DX comes down,
chaos.
HBK gets taken out.
All hell's about to break loose.
As time winds down, the return of The Undertaker. The debut of the American, even though it wasn't called that yet, the debut of the American Badass
Pre-Booker Red.
With his Freddy Krueger-esque girls in the background.
Yes.
He's here.
No, they did it. No, those vignettes, the His Judgment Is Coming vignettes, they did a great job playing it off because every time that commercial would come on, they would always say, "You know what that is yet?"
Yeah.
No, yeah.
They did a great job playing
They even
off
did that in the show.
Yeah, I know, but
The vignettes are great, but it didn't fit the character in my mind.
it didn't. For the American
the old
Badass
character.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
exactly.
the
It
old
would fit the
character.
old character perfectly.
Yeah, because even in his Titantron
That could have
now,
been Wyatt.
Yeah,
The
but-
Wyatt family vignette.
but in his Titantron now, those little girls in that scene is still in his Titantron
Really?
today. Yeah,
That I did not know. It's a good eye by you.
yeah.
Drop us some knowledge.
Typical.
Undertaker comes
Typical.
out, cleans house, hits. What did he hit? He hit a choke slam on Triple H.
Yep.
Great choke slam on Shane.
Oh,
too.
yeah.
Always
The
took a
height.
great choke slam.
Screw the 4 or 5 guys on the outside of the ring cleared out. Just Undertaker. They just see the badass in the ring.
Yes, they see the American Badass in the ring. Did he hit a tombstone too, or was he about to?
I
think he
hit
did hit it.
I think he hit a tombstone when Michaels called for the bell.
And he calls for the bell. Disqualification finish at the buzzer.
Well, this is the thing. On some pay-per-views, they've done this. I had the original VHS. So, after that match, the
It's a
backstage
VHS.
you know that big thing that you put in a VCR. I don't know what a VCR. What's a VCR? But yeah, on the tape, it was a backstage exclusive interview, and they asked Shawn, "What did you see? Why'd you call the bell? Why'd you call for the bell after the time expired?" He said, "Well, they showed a recap. As he was getting up, it was still time on the clock. He saw him chokeslamming Triple H, and then."
So they actually explained that it wasn't after the.
Yeah, but he called for the bell after. He had him up for the tombstone. He was waving. Then he rang the bell. So he was explaining that he rang the bell for seeing the chokeslam first.
Right. Okay, so it was not the tombstone after the
Yeah.
match was ended.
No.
Yeah, because if you rewatch, you'll see him getting up, and you could see him.
I
at a
did see
certain
him
point.
waving it like, but I wasn't sure.
No, it's like when he was getting up, like he put his arms on the ropes up, but he saw it.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
So I know you didn't like the finish to this match.
Hell to the no.
You?
I liked it because it's just different. You don't see that happen now. I feel like that was something that was semi-common. You'd get a return, and it would affect a big match. Like I'm just thinking, like you got 3 big guys about to come back in the next couple weeks. I mean, if Rollins is supposed to be coming back in a couple weeks, I think the best thing they should do is get him to come back during this week and affect that match.
Speaking to little nitpicks, whatever happened, you can't lose the title by DQ. You can't lose the title by DQ.
In what?
Most title matches.
No, but
no, it's another fall.
it's another fall.
I know, that's why I'm kind of like nitpicking.
I see
With
what
the
you're
whole
You
tag
two should have
thing.
sat next to each other.
I see what you're saying, and I do. It is kind of a little bit of a bittersweet end.
But it's a no DQ. Oh, I can't. Oh, no, I guess it is a no DQ.
No, it is a DQ.
Well, a DQ counts as
As
a
a
fall.
fall.
So it
Yeah.
just
It's a
happens
fall,
to
but
be
you
a
never lose
fall,
the title.
but it's-
No, but it still counts as an added fall to an Iron Man.
I understand that.
So
You damn
I get it.
nitpickers.
I get it. I get your feeling on it, and to an extent, I agree that it's kind of you go through all that, and then that's what loses you the match is a disqualification. But it fits right into that whole faction. That's all they were going to do is cheat. Triple H always cheated, so it kind of plays right into what that character was, which is why I didn't have too much of a problem with it.
Yeah, I mean, I just think you could have done it better, in my opinion. You could have got him away cheating, knock the Rock out, then pull Triple H, HBK in the ring, and then
I just feel like if they didn't do that, then what was the point of Undertaker coming back?
Well, that's why I
it had to
ultimately
be-
forgive it, is because
it was symbolic, like his
It
return.
put over the influence and the impact that the Undertaker has over everything.
Yeah, and then after this, I went and watched the SmackDown and the SmackDown after Judgment Day and the Raw following that SmackDown. So Taker, he had walked out in the company in September, and then he came back and Vince was saying, "Oh, you're not even an employee here." And then this was back when Linda was calling shots too, so she signed him to a new deal at that time. And then the following Monday on Raw, Kane came back. So it built to that King of the Ring 6-man tag we got the following month.
Right. So ultimately, it was led to some continuity in their storytelling, is what you're saying.
Yeah, but
Which often is lacking.
yes,
Very.
not back then though.
Yeah.
Not back then. But back to your point, better Iron Man match, HBK and Shawn to this.
HBK and Shawn. Or HBK and Brett.
Oh yeah, I say HBK and Shawn.
Yeah. I would love to see that match.
That'd be very unique.
Okay, I think
He can pull it off though.
Yeah, if anybody could.
all right. You're gonna yell at me, but I think this was better.
I'm not going to yell at you because, one, you were very young and impressionable when this came out. I know the affinity you have for Triple H.
I love how professionally you just shot me down.
I know the affinity you have for Triple H.
No, it's not
And
even.
it was very different. So it's not like they tried to do the same thing, and it's like, oh, they
Yeah,
fell
because
short.
all right.
They did a very
All right,
different
'cause
match.
as you know, I have opinions about people and
You have opinions? Get the hell out of here.
I'm not.
I was not shooting you down, though. If you've learned one thing about me on this show, is that I appreciate everyone's opinion on wrestling.
And you look good with
No opinion is right.
I'm not.
You look good in the mullet.
You guys know
Thank you.
I'm not biased. If I don't like somebody, if they do something good, I'll give them their props.
You will.
Yes, except for you. But okay. So there were two different matches from two different time periods. HBK and Brett, that was their first time ever doing that. But if you watch that match, there's a lot of rest holds and a lot of rest spots in that match.
There are.
They don't really do anything until like the last 10 minutes
There
of
was
the
a fair
match.
share of rest holds in this Iron Man match as well.
Yeah, but the thing
He
was-
looks past that.
Shoulder.
He looks past it.
No, there were rest holds, but the thing was, they were still engaged in the match the whole time. Unlike Brett and Shawn were. If you watch Brett and Shawn, they don't really get into it until like the last 10, 15 minutes of the match. And this match was like they took rest holds. Of course, you'll never see a perfect 60-minute Iron Man match. Never. Just because of fatigue purposes. But there was more action in this match, I think, compared to HBK and Brett.
Of course, there's more action. We saw a brawl at the end.
Not even the brawl, just throughout the match.
The pedigree spot on the table was
Yeah.
good.
Oh,
Both guys
yeah.
got color. I don't know if the Rock's was. Oh, the Rock eventually that was on.
Yeah, he
That
was- he had color.
I do like when they start hitting each other's finishing moves too, because it kind of like makes you feel good for me. Man, I mean, watching this guy do a rock bottom and the other guy do a pedigree.
Yeah, it's always good. It's like you have to go that extra step to try to take
Yeah.
the guy out. The show ends with Vince
Yeah!
helping up with blood on his face. I guess it's Triple H's blood on his face.
And drinks,
Yes!
drinks being thrown.
Yeah.
They were throwing it when Undertaker came out.
Yeah. Yeah, people were throwing a lot of drink. HBK left,
Yeah.
covering up. So that it was not quite as bad as the Montreal screw job.
That's how you know that kayfabe was alive and well back then, baby.